What can 160 years of experience teach you about the future? When it comes to protecting what matters, Pacific Life provides life insurance, retirement income, and employee benefits for people and businesses building a more confident tomorrow. Strategies rooted in strength and backed by experience. Ask a financial professional how Pacific Life can help you today. Pacific Life Insurance Company, Omaha, Nebraska, and in New York. Pacific Life and Annuity, Phoenix, Arizona.
I earned my degree online at Arizona State University. I chose to get my degree at ASU because I knew that I'd get a quality education, they were recognized for excellence, and that I would be prepared for the workforce upon graduating. To be associated with ASU, both as a student and alum, it makes me extremely proud, and having experienced the program, I know now that I'm set up for success. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.
Thank you so much for joining the We Don't Play podcast show today, Chris and Jesse. How are y'all?
Living the dream.
Well. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. Jesse, sounds like you're living the dream. Tell us more. How you feeling?
You know, it is a beautiful day in Denver, Colorado. I've been kicked out of my office. I'm stuck here at the kitchen table. But beautiful day, sun shining. I'm vertical, loving life.
Love that. What about you, Chris?
Man, well, you know, another day, keep it going, lots of opportunity. Happy to be here.
Same here. Happy to have you all with us today. Really excited. You know, we think about navigating the digital landscape every day. People are turning into AI in different forms, fashions, and people are asking questions, you know, consistently, and every day it's evolving. And I also believe, you know, CSP agency has also had that experience too. You know, it would be great to hear the story behind even the name, the acronym, the vision. How did it all begin, and what is the roadmap looking like for you 2025, you know, going forward?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I founded the company in 2012, and at that time, the company was called Colorado SEO Pros. And I had worked for a SEO agency in Chicago, starting out in my career, learned the ropes of SEO, and in that process, you know, kind of determined that I thought we could do it better than the agency that I was working for. I thought we could charge less and, you know, deliver more value. So I ended up moving out to Colorado in 2010, ended up bringing on an intern, started bringing on some of my own clients. And after about 8 months or so of doing SEO on our own site, we started getting a pretty strong influx of clients from really all over the country and some international. And then over the next few years, really tried to hang on and adapt and grow the business as we had new incoming leads coming on. You know, it was a grind for a good number of years, and then eventually found some traction, grew out to, you know, about 13 employees, you know, got our first office, really had a focus on B2B and tech. And we really did a good job of, I think, being innovators, or at least being ahead of the curve, I should say, in terms of what was being done in SEO at the time. As time went on, I'll say that what we found is that we weren't always aligned with being able to deliver the true business value behind SEO. And while we were doing things like increasing rankings and traffic, and that oftentimes and usually delivered revenue, what we ended up finding out is that we needed to deliver a more business-centric type of SEO and services. I met Jesse here. He came to start to work for us here a number of years ago, brought some unique perspectives, really helped us develop out our business-first approach to SEO. You know, fast forward, we've really got an amazing team of SEO and professionals. We deliver a, you know, best-in-class experience for our clients. have a focus on revenue, strategic goals, and really delivering real value for our clients. And it's been I'll say it's been an amazing journey. And if nothing else, it's not boring.
Like that. Thank you, Jesse. Tell us more. What's your story too?
Oh, buddy, you're gonna like this one. All right. I want you to go back a few years. All right. We're in the year 2000. I'm at a keg party at ASU. And I'm sitting there with a good buddy of mine, Joe Griffin, and he goes, "Hey, starting up this SEO company. You want to join me?" And I'm like, "Huh? What the heck are you talking about?" So I end up getting with Joe. We get together and start a company called SWS when I was about 19. We ended up selling to web.com in 2005. Really just took kind of in the old wild days of the wild west SEO, where you could have we had 500 to 700 clients, right? And we're going out, we're doing the meta tags and we're figuring it all out, right? And then Joe and myself ended up getting that running, and then he went to work for a company called iCrossing, and then I went to work for a company called iProspect. So some larger SEO companies doing more, enterprise level things, and we really learned how to take SEO from just rudimentary things and start to incorporate what is that business trying to do. Went really well. We sold that company in 2005. Ended up doing just some consulting for a while. I had a little bit of change in my pocket jingling around, and it's I'm going to go have some fun, and I'm going to help a lot of traditional digital marketing agencies or web dev agencies start to incorporate acquisition strategies into their overall service mix. Went to work for some of the brands, Cabela's, T. Rowe Price, and it dawned on me when I was there is that agencies and in-house teams are not oil and water as in they don't get along. It's that they just don't think the same. They're two different compounds. When you're in a on the brand side, you're involved in a lot of strategic discussions as an organization. Whereas an agency, you're delivered those and then you're to execute on them. And so what we try to do is work like an in-house team. We want to be engaged. What are you guys doing? New product launches? What's your go-to-market strategy? Oh, new things you're doing. Oh my gosh, the amount of website migrations that we have kept people out of dire straits is long and distinguished. And so that mesh between SEO, brand, and agency is what we deliver. And so I brought that here to CSP, is kind of what Chris was referring to, and we came in and we built a rock star team. All of our strategists have double-digit years of experience. They've worked both brand and agency sides, so they know how to ingrain themselves into large organizations, find out where the work gets done, inject themselves in there, and get SEO done. Because if you don't implement SEO, guess what it doesn't do? It doesn't work. So we really focus on navigating to get it embedded into there. But yeah, 25 years later, I'm sitting here talking to you.
This is amazing. I love how you brought it back into the fold, because SEO is something that when I listen to people explain it that don't know about it or know much of it, they're scared, confused, weirdly off about it, but at the same time, that's the very thing they need. It's you got to go to the doctor, but you don't want to see the doctor, you just want to get the medicine, but you don't want to go through the diagnosis because you don't want to see the broken links, you don't want to see the duplicated pages, you don't understand what canonical tags mean, you don't know whether 4 errors, 301, 302. So they're we don't want to hear it. They want to just get the results. And now that AI is also included, they're is SEO dead? And it's why are we saying that, yet we tell them that, and I usually mention this to people, that SEO actually exposes the people who actually do it correctly or not. And that's kind of yeah. What do you think about?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the shift, I think there is a flavor of SEO that is dead. I think that the purely tool-driven, keyword-driven SEO, the SEO based on checklists and addressing crawl errors as a strategy, I think that's dead. So what I saw and what I'm seeing is that, I think it's very fortuitous for us, right? This human first, this business line approach that we've developed we started developing that really before like ChatGPT dropped to the public and this whole shift started happening. And now we're seeing that very much this business aligned, audience aligned, human aligned approach is exactly what we need to be doing in SEO to be aligned with the LLMs, because it is so much about those audiences, the problems they are, who they are, right? You think personas and the challenges they have, all the things that are saved in ChatGPT that ChatGPT knows about them, and they go in with these, long conversational, detailed problems. And we have to make that connection in SEO. So really, it is that non-marketing SEO, the where you're just doing a technical strategy. I think that's dead. But it's not just us. I mean, you've got a number of other people that were doing SEO like this the whole time, that were doing, the business align, like Jesse, right? From the time he's been doing it, looking at, hey, this is a marketing channel and a lever you can pull, and how do we use SEO to accomplish business goals? And it is 100% aligned with where AI is going. But what I do expect is that the SEO industry as a whole, it's going to adapt. I do think it's going to get thinned out quite a bit. Hey, we probably need that. It's gotten pretty saturated. So
that is deep.
Well, I would,
yeah.
I'm gonna take you on a little journey. You ready to do a little Back to the Future? I'll be Dr. Emmett Brown for a minute.
Let's go.
Hey, you ready? Are you ready?
Let's do it. Oh man. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Wow. Even Ask is there. That is beautiful.
2006. This is circa 2006. You want to talk about dinosaur? Look at me. This gray hair tells a story. What I want to take you back to is a year called 2006. How many search engines were there? You remember. Double-digit search engines. Ask, Lycos, AltaVista, All the Web. At that point, you got Ask Jeeves, you got Clicks, you got all of these search engines, okay? I want to go to 2008. How many search engines do you have? Or no, let's go 2015. How many search engines you got? 4. Yeah. Google, Yahoo, Bing, DuckDuckGo. I mean, you might be able to throw in some Baidu, and you could probably get in some gray area there. So the reason why I say that, okay, is that you start to bring in AI. All those different search engines were just another front door to the same information. Still the same information, right? It's just how it's delivered. What AI is doing to this day, I mean, they just released ChatGPT is now scraping Google for their search results.
Yep.
So this just furthers my point that AI is creating a better, not mirror phrase. I'm not going to say better. I'm going to say a different front door. Yahoo, right? We're going to still go back in time. Tell me what the Yahoo homepage looked like in 2008. Chaos everywhere, your horoscope, your feeds, your XML feeds, what your daily recipe was. I always use word of the day. So I'd have my word of the day. There's just all this chaos. Google comes in and disrupts that with just a box. Type in what you need, no distractions. AI is bringing that now back to the forefront to where they're saying, I just have a question. I just need it answered. They go out, they still use the same information sources in which to get the information to deliver it in a different way. Now, I know there are nuances of LLMs and, the technical aspect of it, and I don't want to disregard that. But as a base concept, they're very similar. And so now you've got things like an answer engine, which is 2 + 2 equals. I don't want to have to sift through a website to find that information. I just want it delivered to me, right? We're in the now generation. So as we start to look at AI, right, adoption and things of that nature, I think what we've done is created a more efficient, a more, maybe not sexy, effective way of opening the door to the user to provide them with good quality information.
This is exciting.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, dude, how many people do you even know have this?
Not many.
No. I don't even know why I have it, but as I read through this with my team, and I'm going through all this stuff, and I'm looking at it going, duplicate content, blog and feed search SEO. Remember that back in the day when that was the key? Sound familiar? Like it might be working on things like AI? Just throwing that out there. Right? It's just, it's both exciting, and at the same time, for me, I'm looking at going, we've been doing this all along, because the human first is about talking to a human. Like, chasing keywords, that's dead. I mean, a keyword itself is Google's synthesis of a question. Where do I find Blue Bunny food? It comes back and says Blue Bunny food location. So everyone chases Blue Bunny food locations when the user typed in, where do I find it? So the LLM's going, they're asking a question, provide the question so I can grab the question. Don't provide the question so Google can synthesize it into a word that they monetized for AdWords. So we don't chase keywords, we chase search terms and topics that the audience uses. That's what human first is about. It's about talking to humans just through a computer.
This is good.
Yeah, and as we go into this next phase, it is 100% about that problem solution alignment with the individuals and those use cases. That personalization that is taking place here, that is on a whole another level. But to Jesse's point, we're going to have another huge diversification of platforms, unlike what we've had really since, 97, 98, and these periods when we had, all of these search engines, coming up to modern times. We've got, ChatGPT is OpenAI releasing all of their, releasing a search engine, and we've got a browser and like all of these things coming out. We look at where, users go after they're in AI overviews, right? We have Reddit and YouTube and all of these other platforms that are now becoming uber important, where optimization just on your site is no longer going to be the end all be all. And you're really going to be optimizing your footprint. It's exciting times. There's a lot of opportunity, but there's core marketing concepts here that really are standing the test of time. And, to Jesse's point, being able to communicate with a human, right? Whether that's through an LLM, whether that's through an agent. We may get to a point where we've got a split web here, and you've got agents going out doing these things and they're communicating through APIs. You're still going to have to understand the human that's at the end of that's going to make a decision. You're still going to have to understand what their needs are, what their pain points are, who they are, what they need to accomplish, and be able to provide a solution and provide the information to them in a way that makes sense and makes them feel comfortable with, choosing you as a solution provider or a product provider, etc.
There was I was just looking for it, and you may remember this. There was a list where crawlers were grabbing information from their index. Now I'm talking way back in search engine strategies days, right? And Alta Vista, Lycos were pulling from all the web. Yahoo originally was pulling from Google. So what's happening is that there's just more front doors. Some are big, some are small, some are skinny, some have turn handles, some have thumbs. They're broadening that for the audience based on how they want to consume. I mean, I say a lot that, if you're not incorporating other mediums of content in what you do besides written, I hate to read. So if all you have is written content, I'm 30% of your audience gone. I like to watch video. So we have in our concept of Meet, which is Google's eat with just an M and an E on the front of it, which is multimedia and engagement. Give them more ways to consume the info and then make it engaging. So frankly, GA4 can see that something happened and register it. But putting more true meat on the bone and giving it and delivering it to the way that they want to consume, not necessarily where, but how. I can walk down the street, listen to a podcast just like we're doing right now. I don't need to look at a screen in which to do so. I can talk into my phone and say, what's the best podcast that exists out there? It comes back with Clean Swipe. Nice plug there. That was for you.
That's perfect.
Did you see that? It meshes together.
It's true because, I was even thinking about this when I was talking to our audience. We're about 352,000 members in the Marketing Club on Clubhouse as a leader. And I was mentioning to them that these days, I feel like we prompt AI. We don't even, at this point, people feel like AI is prompting us, but it's the opposite. It's like a plot twist now. Because if you really think about it, if you want to be top search for something, now you can actually do it and look at who's being mentioned, because there's brand mentions, there's non-brand mentions. If you're not within the mentioning section, then how are you going to be part of the schema setup? Websites don't have markup language. So how are you going to be breadcrumbing information if it's not sequenced into the file that you're indexing through the RSS feed or through the XML index database? It's complicated for some people to really understand this. And I brought it down to them into tools, because I did an episode on LLM tools and why they're so expensive, because we went from the top of them, all from Ahrefs tool, all the way to Profound, went to Cognizo, we went down all the way to the free one, which is ethio.co. And I've connected with these people, there's mentions.so, and people are like, okay, what am I paying for? Am I paying for prompts? Am I paying for impact? Am I paying for conversions? Am I paying for leads? People are still confused about what's going on. And I said, hey, we have about 8 LLMs, between 8 to 10. If you're not on at least 30% of them and your audience is not responsive and you're not there within your console edits, then it's going to be hard for you to even be showing up in the mentions. But people don't really see that. So how do you tell someone that has no clue of what's going on? Because corporations are not really doing this yet, especially with GEO and AEO.
Yeah. It's funny, right? So when you look at linking, you get to brand mentions, and right, it immediately goes into backlinking, right? Whereas backlinking was keyword, tell Google, hey, here is a link about blue bunnies. You go to the end of it and it's a picture of blue bunnies, or you're right, and that creates a connection for Google. It goes, yeah, this is valuable. Someone was willing to put a link on their site to vote for that. Well, as I think we all know, people have manipulated the heck out of that one. Mm-hmm. So now what's happening is they're going, I don't just want the keyword, I want to know the brand that represents it. And so as we start to look with a lot of our clients is, yeah, we're not chasing editorial insertion like we used to do it. Now it's, how do we reinforce the brand? Because if you think about word of mouth, when was the last time someone was like, go buy these earbuds? No, they go, wow, man, have you seen the new JBL earbuds? These things are sweet. You put them here and you use this. Now you're actually getting true product plus brand mention and a sentiment score. I like these. I don't like these. These are okay. You start bringing in things like ratings, but now it's attached to that brand. So it's not just are earbuds good. It's the JBL. I think these are Vireos. I don't even know what they are, but the JBL Vireos are the ones. JBL gets the credit for creating that good quality product that solves my solution. And so they're connecting those dots from a marketing perspective, and they're just leveraging, LLMs and AI in which to connect the dots. Now AI goes, oh, everyone keeps saying JBL makes the good earphones. You know what? If it looks like a duck and it walks like a duck and it sounds like a duck, what is it? It's a freaking duck, right? If everyone says this is a good pair of earpods, everyone likes these earpods, right? They're good earpods. And what it's doing, and I think, is it's simplifying things. Where I think SEO got extremely complicated with, Google or Insights and Authority Score, and what's the other one?
You got like domain authority and
Page
What are
authority.
what are the things that have never ever really mattered, but Google pushed? Come on now, I'm
Oh,
blanking.
the core web vitals.
Core web vitals.
They're now coming back with LLMs.
I have worked with large organizations. You know how much core web vitals have actually mattered? No, all they did was try to put it in a black box because it's super simple, and they wanted to disguise it, so they hide it behind things, right? They create a moving target. Those core web vitals, I work directly with large big box retailers, big ones. A little small company called Rakuten. Ever heard of it? And their core web vitals were just not good. We changed them. Do you know how much it mattered?
Ouch.
We're Rakuten. The only time that ever matters is if you are in a head-to-head and Google's got a choice. You're so similar that that's the last thing it's looking at. But it was put to the front that if you change these things, poof, right? And what we need to do is we need to pull SEO out of the black box. It needs to come out of Pandora's box. It's not super crazy. It's not super hard, but it does take vigilance. It takes consistency. It takes strategic foresight in which to do properly. And that's how a lot of the good SEO companies work.
Thank you. You're right on that, especially with the sentiments. It's positive, neutral, negative, and how you even talk to Alexa or Siri or Apple Intelligence. You're going to know some things eventually. So these are really good sentiments that we can be able to look at and come back. We'll definitely love to bring you more, because I feel like people are like, okay, we're now in the deep ocean, we're in the Titanic, what's going on? They feel like there's so much going on in this conversation. But I feel like if you rewind this over and over, it makes more sense the more you actually practically do it, compared to just hearing it out and just thinking, okay, that's what he said. Okay, got it. It changes.
Are you familiar with the acronym KISS?
Yes. Keep it simple, stupid.
Yes, sir. That needs to be tattooed on all of our bodies, because when we simplify, we are clear, we are resolute. When we are confused, we are cloudy. And so our approach is taking something, because to me, an expert is not someone who goes in there and knows a lot about something. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's about someone who can get others to understand a lot about something. And that is a lot about how we work. Is education of our clients is paramount for a handful of reasons. If their education is at point when we have conversations about next steps, obviously they're not on the same page with us, or else they'd do it themselves, but they at least can follow along. They understand the tie-in with the business. So being able to take SEO and bring it down to something they can understand, to me, is what makes us very different from a lot of companies. I hate acronyms. If you can make it through a conversation without an acronym, A+. Which is very hard to do in an industry like ours, like just the fact AI is in there, you know what I mean? So we work with our strategists, and I think that's a strength, is they go, look, here, let me help you understand what's actually doing here. We don't have to use acronyms. We don't have to use jargon. We can use common thought. You've heard me use blue bunnies 3 times now on this podcast. You want to know why I do that? I want to draw you away from the complications of SEO. We're just talking about bunnies. And it just so happens to have a page about bunnies for people who are looking for, guess what? Bunnies. And once you simplify it down and you get them on board with you, they start going, I get it. And that's how we maintain an 85% retention rate and clients that have been with us for 10 years.
Remarkable.
And we make money. Let's not forget we make them money too. We can't forget that portion.
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel like when you have the brand, when you have the sales, when you have the marketing, you have it's like a tripod stand. It's going to stand well because, a confused mind says no and a clear mind says yes. When you breathe in, breathe out, you know how to walk and where to walk and how to talk. So it's just the way of life. So this is so good. Thank you so much, Chris and Jesse, for being here with us. I know people want to connect with you, get started and see, okay, what's my first step? What can they do and where can they go?
They can visit the website. It's csp.agency. They can reach out to us. We're happy to connect with them. Just have a real conversation. Take a look at the site, look at the business, look at what the opportunities are. Regardless of if, we end up working with them, we'll be able to give them a lot of insight, point them in the right direction, help them get better at what they're doing. And, we're here to help.
Thank you.
You can find us. You can also find us on LinkedIn. If you kind of don't want to go through the form thing, I get it. Don't go through the forums. I'm on LinkedIn, Jesse Farley. You'll see me. Trust me, I talk with my hands. My picture is me talking with my hands. So, if you reach out that way, we'll be able to help you in any way, shape, or form. And you can see our creds, see our chops. It's a great place to see our chops.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I love that. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Chris, again, for being with us on the We Don't Play podcast show. Definitely can't wait to bring you back again so that we can shed some light on these amazing people that are listening right now.
You got it, bud. Have a wonderful afternoon.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, that was an episode, right? Thank you so much for listening to the We Don't Play podcast show. I'm so glad that you're here and you are sticking tight with us, especially to the very end. Now, this is season 11 and we're going to do it differently. And I want to make sure that every episode you listen to has something to give back so that you can also learn more after you listen. Now, We Don't Play podcast show is where you listen, you live, you learn, and you earn. So if you're in any of those positions out of those 4, please make sure that you reach out to me. Send out an email through info@playinc.online. That's info@playinc.online. Or you could go to playinc.online, which is a website, www.playinc.online, playinc.online, and schedule a call so that we can get you on an SEO discovery call to talk about your business and help you with your marketing needs. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope this helped you. See you in the next episode. God bless you. Jesus loves you.